We do it all day, every day. Sending messages, watching videos, playing games online. We don't even think about it, right? We just click, tap, and poof, it happens. But behind that screen, there's this incredible, completely invisible journey going on. Today, we're going to follow that journey and uncover the secrets of how your stuff travels the entire globe in literally the blink of an eye. So, have you ever actually stopped to think about it? You hit send, and it's gone. But where does it go? What's really happening in that split second? We're going to trace one single message from your screen all the way across continents to its destination and show you exactly what's going on behind the scenes. Okay, so the first thing you've got to get your head around is this. Your message, doesn't matter if it's a quick hey or a massive video file, it doesn't travel in one big lump. Nope. The internet has a much, much smarter system for moving information around quickly and making sure it actually gets there. And that whole system, it's all built around something called a data packet. The best way to think about it is like this. Imagine your message is a giant jigsaw puzzle. Before your device sends it anywhere, it smashes that puzzle into hundreds or maybe even thousands of tiny numbered pieces. Each one of those little pieces is a data packet. So here's how it works. First, you've got your message. Simple enough. Then, your computer or phone breaks it down into all those data packets we just talked about. But here's the really crucial part. Every single one of those packets gets its own digital address label. This label has the final destination, sure, but it also has its own unique number in the puzzle sequence. And that is absolutely key for what happens at the end. All right, so now we've got all our tiny packets, each one is broken down, and it knows exactly where it's going. It's ready for the big trip. And at this point, they all get launched onto this massive global digital superhighway. And I mean that literally. We talk about the cloud, and it sounds so floaty and abstract, right? But it's not. It's a real physical network of fiber optic cables running under our streets and stretching for thousands of miles across the ocean floor. Your tiny data packets are zipping through these physical tubes at nearly the speed of light. It's wild. So how do they know which cables to take? I mean, there are millions of paths. Well, they're guided by these special little computers called routers. A router is basically a digital post office. As each packet arrives, the router reads its address and instantly figures out the fastest, most efficient path for it to take next. Think of billions of tiny traffic cops all working together to manage this constant flow of information around the world. Okay, so our little packets have made it. They've zipped across cities, under oceans, guided by countless routers all the way to their final destination. The thing is, they've all arrived out of order, like a jumbled mess of puzzle pieces. And now, the final act of this amazing digital magic trick is about to happen. As each one of those packets shows up, the device on the other end, your friend's phone, a server somewhere, starts collecting them. And remember how each packet was numbered? That's why. The device knows exactly what order they go in. It just puts every single piece back in its correct place until, presto, your original message is perfectly recreated. But here's the part that just blows my mind every time. The speed. This whole thing, breaking the message apart, sending thousands of pieces all over the world on different paths, and then putting them back together perfectly, it all happens in milliseconds. It's an unbelievably complex global relay race that, to us, feels completely and totally instant. Crazy. So you might be thinking, okay, that's a cool tech fact, but why does it matter to me? Well, it's actually super important. Because once you realize your data isn't just floating in a cloud, that it's physically traveling across this vast open network, you start to understand your role and your responsibility in protecting it. And that really gets to the heart of the issue, doesn't it? Every one of those routers, every cable, every server, it's a potential stop along the way, a point of vulnerability on your data's journey. So knowing this, we have to be proactive. The real question is, how do we keep it safe? The good news is, you're not helpless here. You actually have a lot of power. Using a strong password, that's like putting a strong lock on the puzzle box before the pieces even get sent out. Checking your privacy settings lets you control which roads your data is even allowed to travel on. And maybe, most importantly, just thinking before you share, being mindful of what puzzle you're sending out on this huge global journey in the first place. When you really think about it, this incredible network of packets and cables, that's what connects us. Every single click sends a little piece of our digital selves on this amazing trip. And when you understand the path it takes, you can make smarter, safer choices, not just for yourself, but for everyone who shares this digital world with you. I think that quote just says it all, you know? So the next time you press send, maybe you'll think about it a little differently. Remember that secret journey, the puzzle pieces, the cables under the ocean, and all the little routers doing their job. And remember the shared responsibility we all have in this incredible connected world. Thanks for diving into this with me.